Alright, g'day jabronis, it is the Verd. Been a while, I know, doing battling and whatnot, but I am here in the PPL. Kind of wild that I am here. I'm very grateful for the opportunity. I'm very rusty on Wi-Fi. I haven't done Wi-Fi since Major PL, back when I actually cared about it. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to say the least. But we got the boys here. I brought a pretty interesting team. I'm hoping that I've uploaded a team builder before this. Let's hope so. Up against Trev, he is a good friend of mine. Last time we played each other, I believe, the actual last time we played each other was, like, we've only played once and he won because he crit me, which is fine because, like, back then we were both unknown, but he's got a pretty scary team. I'm pretty confident I know what's coming. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. For some reason his dock is updated to put Teraki on there, but I know that trade was in effect after this week, I'm pretty sure, I'm hoping. Okay, cool, yeah, he had Aerodactyl, fair enough. Okay, so he pretty much brings... I should probably jot some shit down, like the old days. Bring back the old bird, they say. He brought pretty much the exact team I expected. Nothing here is really surprising me. What am I not seeing? Umbreon's not there, which means the investment on my Venomoth is not as good. So what have I got? I got Mega Lop. I got Weavile. I got Venomoth. I got Gator. How much time have I got? I got plenty of time. I got Toad. And I have Reuniclus. Okay. So, Selly I fully expected. I'm not sure what kind of Selly set he's going to be, because judging on my team, it's really hard for him to choose the right setup Celesteela here. Judging on this matchup, I think regardless of whatever happens, I am going to lead with my Reuniclus here. It just has a really good matchup against his entire team. Not going to click confirm just yet, I got a bit of time. Just going to write down the rest of his team. So he did bring the Rotom Wash, which I am prepared for, which is fine. He does bring Zard X. He does bring Aero. And the last one is Whimsicott, so I will click confirm. So Trev, best of luck, man. I am pretty excited for this. Should be a good game. I'm nervous because I haven't played in a long time on Wi-Fi, and I am rusty as fuck. But you know what? We're going to go with it and see what happens. Trev is a pretty girl. He is a pretty girl. He leads Whimsicott, which is totally fine by me, as I did lead with my my Reuniclus. And the plus side of my Reuniclus in this matchup is he only really has one Resistor Psychic on his entire team, and that is going to be his Celesteela. So that's really nice for me. Turn 1, I'm inclined just to click Knock, because if he goes Selly, I'm assuming it's a Wakan Celesteela this week because of the fact that I have a Thundy. Makes a lot of sense, so I'm just going to click Knock turn 1. I think he'll probably just either click U-turn or just hard swap out. Whimsicott doesn't exactly have a great matchup against Reuniclus, doesn't want to take a Psychic to the face. He actually does choose to Moonblast. I can take this quite easily because I'm AV. This should do nothing. Yep, just bounces right off. He's actually Life Orb. I'm going to knock that thing right off. It will mean that Whimsicott might be able to last a little bit longer, but he's barely hitting me for any damage. So what I am going to do here, I think, is just go for... I think I'm going to go for another knockoff here, because I actually predict him to want to switch out this turn. He's not achieving much by attacking me right now, and he knows that. So I'm just going to click Knockoff again, because I think that his best play here is to switch out. He gains nothing really from staying in. He knows I can eat this hit, and I can just go straight up for another attack. I'm really surprised he chose to Moonblast there, because I could have gone for a Psychic and done a ton. But each to their own. We're off to a good start, though. Yeah, getting rid of Life Orb's good. I don't know if he has Encore for my Venomoth, but I do know Venomoth has a really good chance of putting in some work here, which is very exciting. If I can get up rocks with Seismitoad too, that's going to be huge. Against the Aero and the Zard. For sure. Let's have a look at Whimsicott real quick. So, if it's an offensive Whimsicott at level 50, So Moonblast did about what I expected. He actually goes to Moonblast again. I'm very, very confused as to why he's doing this. I'm just going to click knock. Because, like, I don't understand why he's not choosing to switch. I understand what he gains from leaving his Whimsicott in, I guess, is the thing that's confusing me right now. I am regenerated though, so I can just switch out. But I'm very confused as to why he did that again. Because either he was predicting me, or he just wanted his Whimsicott to die. Either way, it's very confusing. He does just choose the Moonblast one more time as I go into my Venomoth. Venomoth can easily tank this. This shouldn't be an issue at all. Is that a crit? It was not. He does get a special attack drop, but I am Black Sludge, so it's okay. I believe Whimsicott will have Psychic, so I want to make either the hard play back into Reuniclus now and just click Psychic because I have no reason not to, judging on how he's been playing. I think that's my safe bet because he's either going to go hard into Celesteela or he's just going to click Psychic. He might click Hurricane, but I don't really lose much here from going back into Reuniclus. It's healthy, it can take a hit. He is going to Hurricane, it is going to hit. This shouldn't do too much because like I'm AV. So yeah, it does absolutely nothing. Doesn't get the confusion, and we have no reason not to click Psychic now. I've kind of had enough of these games. If he wants to stay in a Moonblast, so be it. I'm just going to attack him. Psychic to an offensive Whimsicott does 57 to 68, so I can basically just weaken him quite easily here. I was really tempted actually to double into Weavile on that turn because I figured if he had Psychic, it could be good, but decided against it. Does he go into Celesteela? He actually goes into Aerodactyl. This is not a switch into a Reuniclus. Unnerve is fine. I can just go straight for the Psychic here. This should be a 2-hit KO on Aerodactyl. Definitely is, which is great. Leads it to be probably a more physically offensive variant, which puts me in a good spot too, because the worst that Stone Edge can do to me is 38 to 45. I do have to be wary of potentially I mean, Adamant Life Orb shouldn't be doing too much damage. Like, even Adamant Life Orb doesn't really knock me out, so I'm kind of free to click Psychic again and knock out the Aerodactyl. He's going to Stealth Rock, but he's going to also die, so I guess that was a trade-off for him here, but Aero is going to die to the Psychic. So that's cool. So Aero gets up rocks, but Aero dies to Reuniclus Psychic. So he goes into his Charizard, kind of expected. My immediate play, no matter what, is just going Seismitoad. It is my aggressive counter, as I can kind of take it on pretty well. I kind of wish I was Rocky Helmet, but at the same time I don't regret not being Rocky Helmet, if that makes sense. I don't know if it does, but I'm going to go RBD. RBD can take this on just fine. If he wants to DD, he can DD. I don't care. DD is fine. He's going to Blitz, which is totally cool. Seismitoad's going to Chew. Yep, not an issue at all. That did a good amount, which leads me to think he's Adamant. That looks like Adamant damage, which is surprising. I didn't expect Adamant Zardex at all. But if he locks himself into Outrage, I can basically secure a kill with another Mon. So I feel like because of that, he's going to switch out. Because he doesn't want his Charizard just straight up dying here. I don't think. That just doesn't seem like a smart play. So let's have a look at damage output. Blitz, he definitely looks like he's an Adamant variant. Yeah, Blitz did a good amount. He could knock me out from here with Outrage. I feel like Rocks is the play, because if he clicks Dragon Claw and I went for... Well, the thing is, do I have enough ways to revenge Charizard? I believe I do. Because he's Adamant, I know that I can send in things like Mega Lopunny and Weavile to pressure him very much. So I think I'm going to click Rocks this turn. If he stays in, so be it. He blitzes again. We should be able to take that just fine and get up our Rocks. And all this is really doing is weakening Zard. He gets a crit there, I believe, which sucks. The only plus is it gets a bit more damage off. I am going to get my Rocks up, though. This is really important because Rocks are really going to be more frustrating for him to deal with than me. Seismitoad doesn't really need to do much else in this matchup. It's kind of served its purpose for now. What I am going to do is just actually click Rest on this turn. On the off chance maybe he tries to make a double or something stupid, I don't really know. I doubt he would. He just clicks Blitz again. This is fine though because he has taken a lot of recoil, which is really, really good for me. So Toad does go down, but I did get rocks up. Zardix switch for Blitz. So we're currently 5-5. I'm feeling okay about my position right now. Now that I know it's an Adamant Zard, what I'd like to do is just go into Weavile, because I know that my Icicle Crash will be able to knock this out. And if he does choose to switch out, I have checks to pretty much anything he can send in. So I'm feeling okay right now. I think I just want to force the Charizard out, so I'm going to go into my Weavile. I will take Rocks damage, which does kind of suck, because it means I'm on a bit of a timer. But at the same time, my Weavile doesn't need that many turns to be in to make an impact. So let's have a look at Weavile here. Will Osprey. So Crash is doing enough to Charizard to where if he then went for Flare Blitz, he would be knocked out. Which is something I'd really like to see, to be honest. He doesn't have a lot of checks to Lopunny in general, so I kind of want to just keep taking advantage of that. So I'm just going to click Crash, to be honest. He is going to Protect, which is an interesting thing for Charizard to have in this matchup. I guess for Lopunny, High Jump Kick is why he was bringing it. I am very tempted to click Swords Dance now. I am very, very tempted to click Swords Dance because I feel like he may try and go into Rotom. And I could really take advantage of the situation. The question really is, would he go hard Rotom here? Or would he sack his Charizard? That's the tough call I have to make. Because obviously if he stays in and blitzes, then it's bad for me. I could Revenge with Mega Lopunny though, which is fine. And Mega Lopunny does have a very good matchup against the rest of his team, but obviously it can also be bad. This is a very tough choice, because Crash is the obvious play to make. But SD is very, as an aggressive play, it's very tempting, because if he does choose to go Rotom, then I can gain a lot of momentum doing that. Like, if he is a Fizz-Def Rotom, and I can get an SD up with my Weavile, then Knockoff has a chance to kill after Rocks. It's a risk. I'm going to click Crash instead. I'm going to play it safe. Because, yeah, he stays in. But, of course, I miss. Oh, dude, great. That damage plus Flare Blitz would have knocked out the Charizard. So that sucks. That really sucks. That's super bad for me. That was very lucky on his part, but not much I can do about it. The only solace I can take is that the damage from that does put him in range of Lopunny. If I can weaken the Rotom, then Feraligator's got a chance to do some work. I am just going to Mega Evolve here and Drain Punch. I know that it'll knock out the Charizard 100%, and it covers anything else that he tries to do. He is going to withdraw. The Charizard will be at very low health, though, which will be interesting. He does choose to go Nidoqueen here. Potentially a Fizz-Def variant, I'm not 100% sure. Kind of wishing a Power-Up Punch, but at the same time, you can't predict that. It's just not worth trying to predict that, but I am going to go into my Lop here. Also, it's meant to be Bianca Belair, but unfortunately, it was mistyped. Well, I didn't realize the spacing that was needed for it. Does he have Rocky Helmet? He does have Rocky Helmet, good to know. So a Fizz-Def Nidoqueen is no big deal right now. What I can just do is go back into Bailey. He may just go for T-Spikes. He may just go for Superpower or like a Earthquake or something, but Reuniclus can just take it like a champion. It's no big deal. I assume actually he's going to go for a T-Spike here. He does EQ. I am max Fizz-Def Reuniclus, so this should just bounce right off me. That does absolutely nothing. Fantastic. So here's Psychic switch in is Celesteela. I don't care if it comes in now. I am just going to click Psychic. Because it kills Nidoqueen and it kills Charizard. Pretty much is the only reason I'm clicking this move. If he lets Whimsicott go down, that's actually really good for me. I can definitely still do things with a combination of Lopunny plus Reuniclus. Like, Reuniclus puts in so much work in this matchup, dude. Weavile dying sucks, though, because if Charizard was dead right now, I'd feel a lot safer. But at the same time, he is basically sacking him on right now to Reuniclus. He doesn't have a safe switch. If he goes Selly, that's fine by me. It's a risk for him to go Selly here, I think. In case I'm Carmine, I don't know. Maybe he'll go hard Whimsicott, predicting the Carmine. He chooses to stay in, so he's sacking his Nidoqueen here to Reuniclus. I guess he's doing this because he knows he can go in a Zard for free now. But Nidoqueen should just die. Yeah, cool. So Reuniclus gets another kill for the game. And that's really good for me, because he can probably go back in his Zard. He actually chooses to go Selly. Okay. So this is the interesting matchup, because I am packing Thunder. I am a little bit worried about a potential Z move, though. Yeah, potential Z moves are worrying. I don't know which one he would choose. I am very tempted to just go hard into my Frogadier here. I feel like, of all my Mons, it is the most expendable right now. Looking at what he has left, Nidoqueen's gone down. I'd like Venomoth to stick around because of how good it is in the matchup. And if he is going to Z-move something, I think I'd rather it be for Alligator. I want to keep my Reuniclus as healthy as possible in this situation because of the fact that it can just handle everything. And if he is going to try and Z-move and kill something, I feel like he'll either go for Supersonic Sky Strike here, or he has the like a Z steel move like Corkscrew Crash. And if it is Corkscrew Crash, then Gator makes the most sense in this situation, because Venomoth can come in afterwards, obviously, and go for Sleep Powder. Venomoth definitely has a good chance of putting in huge work later in the game. I'm going to go into Sonata. I probably outspeed this Celesteela, but we're going to see if he does go for the Z move. He does just use a Heavy Slam, which we can eat up like it's nobody's business. Does a good chunk to us. What I am just going to do here is just go for a Life Orb Liquidation, for the fact that if he goes into Rotom, I get free damage on it and put pressure on it that way. And we'll see if the Celesteela stays and it goes for like Seed Bomb or something. I need to be aggressive here because my win con... Yeah, he does the same. That's perfect, because Liquidation should do a really good amount to the Celesteela. Jesus! I will take that damage to the bank. This might knock me out. It should knock me out. Maybe it doesn't. Sonata, you beast! That is awesome. Okay, so the Celesteela is out of the game, basically, because Lopunny can just revenge that whenever. Sonata's putting in the fucking work right now. Judging on that damage, I'm pretty confident a Crunch can knock out the Celesteela. So I'm going to click Crunch, because that also covers if he tries to double in a Rotom here. Yeah, this covers him trying to go in a Rotom if he does. And I can get off a good chunk against the Rotom Wash here, which is great. I am weakening everything right now. Gator's just going in, dude. That does a lot. Rocky Helmet's going to knock me out, but that's fine. Like, at this point of the game, like, that's fine. Gator did what it needed to do, and I'm very happy with that. So, Gator dies to Rocky Helmet. I guess I'll say it was from Rotom. That's a big deal. So, I got a choice to make. I either go into Marty and Quiver Dance, and then I'm potentially at risk of the Whimsicott, but at the same time I can just go hard Bailey against the Whimsicott and get a kill. I feel like Marty is my best play. He could try and defog with Rotom and then allow me to set up for free. And if he doesn't have Encore on Whimsicott, I think Marty just wins. At this point, yeah, if he doesn't have Encore on his Whimsicott, then Marty could just go in. I'm just going to Quiver Dance. If he goes Whimsicott, then we'll know. Okay, I get the Quiver off. If he Volt Switches here, it makes sense. If he defogs, that's even better for me, though. What does he do? He Volt Switches, okay. Could potentially go on a Whimsicott here. It's his only switching, because everything else just dies to +1 Bug Buzz. So it's Whimsicott or bust. And if it doesn't have Encore, then we might be done. If he has Tailwind Whimsicott, I'm not even that worried. Because of the fact that I have Quick Attack on Lopunny, I can deal with the Zard. So if he has Encore, what I'm going to do here is just stay in for this turn. And then because I don't think he has U-turn from the fact that he just has never clicked it, I'm then going to do like a harder read potentially. Does he have the Encore is the question. He has Tailwind, that's perfect, okay. Good. This is what I expected to see happen. So I should be able to knock this thing out with the Bug Buzz. +1 Buzz, I assume, knocks out a Whimsicott. It does, beautiful. And this means that Zard will come in, which is totally fine. Whimsicott goes down, that's a huge factor in this game, dead, by the way. Huge factor. So, Whims dies to Veno Bug Buzz. Now, see, this wouldn't be as big of a deal if Charizard was dead. Because if Charizard was dead, Venomoth potentially would have been in a much better spot. My team would have been in a much better spot. Because at this point, I'm still fine. Because if he goes Rotom, he can't kill me from here unless he goes for Hydro. And then Reuniclus just covers everything from there. I just got to manage how to play around Zardex. But from here, I am feeling very confident with how they can close this out. Definitely, if the Charizard was dead to Weavile like it should have been, I'd feel a lot stronger in this situation. Because all that'd be left is Rotom and Celesteela, which I could cover. So definitely, that Hax did matter a lot. But it is 3v3. He is going to go Selly, which is interesting. So how do I want to play this situation is the question. Because I believe with Marty's HP stat, the other thing to factor into is the amount of defensive investment I have in my Venomoth. So Venomoth's HP stat is 149. So I think I can live another turn of rocks, definitely. So I could swap. What I just want to see is... See, Celesteela wasn't able to knock out my Feraligatr, which makes me think he's more of a defensive set, because surely an offensive set would have been able to cover it easily. So Heavy Slam definitely knocks me out. That's not a question. What I'm wondering, though, is how much is Heavy Slam actually going to do to my Reuniclus set? Not that much at all. I think Reuniclus can just kind of take on this Celesteela. I'm a little bit worried about the damage output, but at the same time, I could just then hard swap back out to something else, potentially. Because I can preserve Venomoth as a sack, which I'd much rather do. So I'm gonna make this play. I'm worried about Z-move right now, actually, which is why I might double back into my Venomoth on the next turn. He Heavy Slams, that's fine, we can take that. That's all good. Heavy Slam is no big deal. Did he just get another crit? That wasn't a... How was he doing so much damage to Gator then? Wait, what? How is he doing that much damage to... Is my Gator just naturally bulky, or what the hell? How is he doing that much to Reuniclus, but then so little to my Feraligatr? Or am I just stupid? I'm probably just stupid, to be fair. That's wild, though. I'm gonna have to swap out Reuniclus. I could also check how many turns of Tailwind are left, because then Lopunny can just kind of come in and clean. Okay, so I guess that damage makes sense, maybe? I don't know. Let me just double check how many turns of Tailwind we're working with. Tailwind has 2 turns left. So, the thing is, from Celesteela's health range, I have to ascertain whether my Lopunny's Quick Attack will knock it out. I feel like he has a defense boosting nature too. This is dumb. I probably should have just... I don't know how I could have played that better. Just gonna have to go Marty and take this Heavy Slam like a champion. I really didn't expect it to do that much to Reuniclus. If I had known it was gonna do that much, I probably wouldn't have made the play. But does he get attack boost? Okay, cool. Veno dies to Selly. Heavy Slam. Okay, cool. So, what it comes down to now is I have to do calcs, because what I have to ascertain now is whether my Mega Lopunny set's Quick Attack can knock out a Celesteela, pretty much. I don't think it can. That's worrying me. Because Bailey will just die to a Heavy Slam. So what it might come down to then is Lopunny versus the world, which I think is a situation I kind of have to go with here. Because Zard will die, and then it just comes down to Lopunny versus Rotom, and I have Facade. So I'm going to waste the last turn of Tailwind here. Into Bailey. Bailey cannot take this Heavy Slam at all, but this is the last turn of Tailwind. I'm just going to click Psychic and not even think about it, and let him kill me. And then it is up to Lopunny, but I believe Lopunny can get the job done from here. Because Rotom's like his only check to it, and if he burns me, I have Facade. Zard just dies. Selly just dies. So it's just down to Rotom versus Lop. And Lop does have a bit of bulk investment. It is Jolly Lop as well. That's right, because I wanted to check something with that speed, didn't I? Yeah, it depends on how much speed he has in Selly, but Lop could have potentially outsped it. I don't know what Trev would be contemplating here with his Celesteela. I feel like switching out would be a mistake because Selly just dies to Rock. So he's clearly staying in and clicking Heavy Slam. It definitely knocks out my Reuniclus from here, judging on how much the last one did, because you have an attack boost. If he had a defense raise, there's a chance my Reuniclus could have taken this one. But he did get an attack boost, so this definitely should knock me out. I am fully expecting it to, and then it's just going to come down to low punning. The fortunate thing with the Lop set, though, is that I do have Power Up Punch, and I can just click it against Celesteela. And that should theoretically give me the game, I think. Because +1 Drain Punch to a Rotom should do a ton. Even if it is fully defensive, I feel like +1 Drain Punch, even from Jolly Lop. He chooses to Autotomize, don't really know why. I guess he's predicting me to go for Recover. I am just going to click Psychic here. That should easily knock out Selly from here. Cool. Okay. So for some reason, Trev decided to sack off his Celesteela. Not really sure why. Not really sure why. So Selly, I assume he's going to go into Charizard, which is going to take Rocks. Flare Blitz might be able to knock me out from here, but I don't really care. Unless the Charizard also has Tailwind, I don't really understand these plays. I'm just going to click Psychic. He goes for Roost. I mean, Reuniclus should be doing enough damage to where this isn't an issue. Psychic, judging on the damage we're doing to Whimsicott, this should be doing a good chunk to Zard. And I have the chance of Spadef drops too. Yeah, that's like... it's null and void, and I have a chance for Spadef drops, so you're in a quagmire here, Trev. You can't just keep on roosting, because eventually I'll get a Spadef drop. And then you're fucked. He's gonna try it, which is such a shit strategy, like... why? Like, you're gaining about the exact same same health back, isn't it? Yeah, there it is. That's why. Like, why would you try it? Why would you try it? It's not going to work, because eventually I was going to get the drop. I don't understand why he did that, but I guess it was his only play, hoping that I'd just run out of Psychics and not get the drop. I guess. Reuniclus should die, which it does, because, I mean, I don't know if the crit mattered there. I don't think it did. I had full Fizz Def, but he was adamant. Yes! Zard survives! That's amazing! That means that Bianca can just come in and get a free Power Punch. So Reuniclus put in the work, dude. He got 3 kills. And Low Punny can just come in now. So Reuniclus put in the big shift. So did his Zard, to be fair. But then again, it should have died so much earlier. Like, this game should have been over by now. I'm just gonna click Power Punch. Yep, cool. Dead. Blitz again. Zard dies to Lop. Power Punch, and all that's left is this Rotom Wash. It's chilling a bit low. Looking at the calc here now for Drain Punch. +1 against fully Fizz-Def Rotoms, doing 44 minimum. So I am just going to click Drain Punch straight up. We know he's Rocky Helmet, he won't outspeed. Can you do it, Bianca? Get us this first victory in the PPL. There it is! Let's go! Alright, awesome. So that was a rough game. I definitely think it wouldn't have been as close if Charizard had died to Weavile, because that would have meant that my Reuniclus basically could have just soloed as well. I think it would have been better differential for him, but you know what? I'm going to take it. I'm going to take it. Tampa Frogadiers, in their debut in the PPL, score a 1-0 victory over the Houston Toxapexans. I am gassed. GG to Trev, guys. Go check out his channel. He's an awesome guy. Really enjoy his content and everything. But I'm going to get out of here. I'm pretty hyped. So this is the Bird, and I'm out this bitch.